This is Sophie. She's really cute. Anyway, I guess she's going to keep me company while I do this. I feel like I need to come clean about something as far as my cycle goes. I've tweaked my medication. There should be some sort of IVF anonymous group for me or something. I am not taking my lupron as the doctor wants me to take. He doses people with lupron based on their BMI and not based on anything else. He makes a decision if you have a BMI of 27 or above, then you take 20 units and drop to 10. If your BMI is 26 or below, you take 10 units and drop to 5. Twice as much lupron. I took 20 units last cycle, and I got a whopping 2 eggs. And we've already covered how much that sucks. 2 eggs is not what you hope for with all these injections and all that stuff. You get 2 eggs from a Clomid cycle. Anyway, when I took the break and lost the weight, or at least a lot of weight anyway, I expected that my dosages would be different. When he told me to take 20 units again and drop to 10, I was really disappointed because I thought, you know, I can sit idly by and watch this cycle go to hell in a handbasket, and I could know that the lupron is the reason why. Or I can take matters into my own hands and adjust my dose myself. I took 10 units. And I was afraid that maybe I wouldn't be adequately suppressed. I was afraid that maybe he had a point. Maybe that BMI has more to do with it than you think. But I couldn't do it. I couldn't take my last chance at having a child and put it into his hands when it's something that's so obviously wrong. I mean, does past performance have nothing to do with dosages? I mean, maybe weight isn't the end-all be-all of everything having to do with IVF. Anyway, so I went for my baseline ultrasound, which was last week. And I thought, you know, here we go. This is going to tell me whether or not 10 units was enough. And my God, you know, maybe I've really gone and screwed this up. Well, anyway, we went, and my ovaries looked fantastic. I had 12 antral follicles. I had an E2 level that showed that I was suppressed. So 10 units suppressed me enough with the blood work and everything. No cysts or anything like that on the ultrasound. And I still had antral follicles to show for it. I have never had anything measurable. This time I had about 12 antral follicles, which I could have done backflips over because I thought, my God, you know, my ovaries look so different. Anyway, so I had this dilemma. What do I do when I start the stimulation? Do I continue with the idea that I should be dosed like a normal person, or am I afraid that it's not going to be enough and I, you know, should be dosed like an overweight person? I kind of chickened out. I couldn't do 5. I felt like I would be afraid that I would ovulate and that he would be right, and it would be a disaster, and it would be horrible. So instead I did 7.5, which split the difference, which is unheard of and completely idiotic. And if I had heard anybody tell me the story, I would have told them that they were morons. And messing with your medication is utter lunacy. I guess that makes me a lunatic, which is fine. I am so far, and I don't want to get cocky about it. My God, I should knock on wood or something. But, oh, here we go. Here. There. So far, I'm a successful lunatic because yesterday I went to my ultrasound after 5 days of stims, and I have 10 follicles that were over 12 and 2 follicles that were, one was, I think, 10 and the other one was 11. He was looking for anything over 12, but he said that those could very well catch up and be contenders on the day of retrieval. He said, most likely, we're definitely going to get 10. He said, and it's entirely possible that the other 2 could become players, and we could end up with 12. Which, if you'll remember from my original summary of my 2 IVF cycles, 12 is double what we got in the previous 2 cycles combined. My E2 level today was 374, which was excellent. He was very happy with that. And so I think that I'm doing the right thing. I guess only time's going to tell. Like I say, even when I listen to myself saying it, I can hardly believe that I'm messing around with my own IVF. But I feel like it's got to be done. And so I'm doing it. And it scares the hell out of me, but I'm doing it anyway because I am an idiot. But I really want to be pregnant. Really bad. So that's my excuse. So I've come clean about the lupron use or misuse, however you want to think of it. My next appointment is Friday. The retrieval is either going to be on Sunday or Monday. If my follicles and my E2 levels look stellar on Friday, he might have me trigger Friday night. If not, then he'll have me trigger Saturday night, and we'll do the retrieval on Monday, which is fine with me either way. As long as we get my 10 to 12 eggs, I will be thrilled. So my next entry is going to be probably about doing the big bag stimulation shots. I do all of mine intramuscularly, so some of it may not apply to the average person watching, but a lot of people do them intramuscularly, so I know I'm not the only one, and I know that there's people out there wondering about it. More than that, I'll show you how to mix, which everybody has to do. So, you know, it'll kind of take care of some of that for some people too. Sit down, Sophie. Sit down. So that's pretty much it. I will update after Friday's ultrasound and blood work so that we can see how we're doing and see when the retrieval is going to be. We'll probably have a better idea on Friday. But anyway, thanks for watching again, and hopefully my ridiculous, idiotic lunacy will pay off, and one day, instead of a cat climbing all over me, I will have a baby.